Welcome back to Steve Robb Reviews. Today we're making a bird feeder. Going to be probably the most unique bird feeder you've ever seen before. You just got to go to your Dollarama or dollar store. This one here was $4. This one here is like some kind of a plastic serving plate. This one here, $3. We're going to turn this into a most unique bird feeder you've ever seen, and I only use the black sunflower seeds. I find that's the best in my particular area. But we're going to get to it right now. I'm going to take you off the tripod. I'm going to show you all the materials and how easy it is for you to make for under $15. Well, let's start off right from the beginning of my workbench. I'm going to need the heat gun. I'm going to need a couple of these here. I've got my rivet gun installed in the vise. Some 1/2-inch metal banding. And I got to punch 2 holes, one in the top, one in the bottom, and you can see this is all perforated so that all the water will drain through. And these are the fittings I'm going to use. I got 3 pieces of wire, and you use a couple of PEX 1/2-inch PEX clamps, and there's the cutter, and I'm going to cut it off 8 inches. There's my flange tool. I'm going to see how this is all going to work. And let's get to it, and I'll bring you back when we're ready to go. Okay, so let's get to it right here. So I got the 2 holes drilled, 3/8. This is an 8-inch piece. I got the 2 fittings ready. And we're going to take that steel band and bring it over here to the flange punch tool. And I'll show you what I'm going to do with that next. Okay, so let's just put it right in straight on the flange tool. Pull the trigger. There you get right there. A nice little flange in there to accept the other side. Now let's move on to the other side with the punch, and let's punch a couple of holes. Okay, just putting it in as straight as you can, and it doesn't have to be perfect. And we pull the trigger. There we go. And then we'll go on the other side, push it all the way in, straight as you can. There. That's it. Okay, so let's get to it here. I'm just going to put the 2 holes to correspond and hold it just like that. Then I can reach over with my drill, one-handed, and there you go. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to put the one end of the PEX pipe and just kind of heat it up a bit here. And it'll only take a couple of seconds just to heat it up really nice. Kind of put it at an angle so it actually goes inside the tube, and you'll see it as it gets soft enough. It'll change colors just slightly. So let's see if this will work now. There you go right there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put 2 of these fittings on the inside first, then I'll do the other end with another one of these, let it cool down first, and then I'll bring you back. Okay, so now on to the next operation, where you just take your PEX crimping tool, put it over top, and make sure it's cooled down first. And then just crimp it slowly so it doesn't bust it. And when you get to the right crimp, the tool will open up on its own. There you go right there. Now you notice that there's splines on this, and that's what I'm tightening up, is on the splines right here. So I'll do the other end and then I'll bring you back. Okay, so it's all ready to go. So easy to put together. We just have the middle piece. So we're just going to take one of these, put this in here, and thread it on. Now, is that easy enough to do or what? Now, on the bottom, that's where you can take your wrench and tighten it up 9/16. Now these here, I paid like $1.50 a piece, and you know, they're very easy to get at your hardware store. So there's the 1/2 done. And as you can see, what's going to happen here, yeah, this just goes on the other side. Now, is there anybody out there that couldn't do this? Because I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to show you a couple of things about this build and a couple of different ways that you can do it that might be better off suited for you. But that's pretty much it right there. I'm going to put it on the vise, tighten it all up, and I'll show you a couple of alternatives for people that don't have the plumbing tools or don't have the PEX pipe. Very simple to do, and I'll explain what this is all about. So there it is there, all completed. And the whole idea about this band, well, I had some of this, but you know, you could use the lid off of a big plastic container and just cut the center out. Now, I used the metal strips I had, just the wire, but you could also use the little twist ties, zip ties to put in there to hold that thing down. And the whole idea behind it is you put your seed in here. And then because if you don't have this container, not just the wind, but the birds will put it off to the side and kick it out constantly. So I find if you don't have one of these retainers in there, well, forget it. So let's just say that you don't have any of these plumbing fittings. It's not so easy for you to build like that. Well, you can just use some threaded rod, right? You can just use some threaded rod, put a double nut on the bottom and a double nut on the top. And you can buy these where it's not a threaded rod, it's actually a captured nut at the top. And you can just screw it down over top of your threaded rod. So you just have this sticking out, right? But you can actually just buy one of these that you thread onto. You just imagine that this is the nut here, and you just thread it on. So I mean, they have them too. So it's easy build. I'll take you out in the backyard and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, bear with me now. It's really windy out here, so I just wanted to show you how they react to the wind. And you can see how I've got one on top of each other. And the whole idea behind this is that the wind doesn't just take them and blow them away. So if you want to just make one, yeah, you got to put the double hook on the bottom and add some weight so it doesn't just blow it around. And you can see on the bottom here, on the second one that I already did, I just put just a 3/8 bolt there, and there it is right there. The seed's in, both of them, and they're not all blowing away or anything, and the birds love it for under $15. There you go right there. And by the way, I'll show you this baffle. Squirrel proof, squirrels can't get up there. I'll show you down the bottom. Yeah, that's a fake squirrel. And that's it right there. What do you think? So that's my latest version of my bird feeder for this year. And I find that's the best when you have a lot of snow. Now, of course, they don't have any snow this week. It all melted. But when you have a lot of snow, well, it protects it a lot better than being exposed. Now, I have a whole playlist of feeding deer, feeding squirrels, a house for squirrels if you have squirrels and you want to make a nice little house for them. Bird feeders, well, I got a nice little playlist down below. I'll put a link down below if you want to take a look at that and see different versions and what suits you the best. But overall, for under $15, I can't go wrong with that. And of course, you can make it in two versions, whether you want to use the PEX pipe or just use like some threaded rod and double nut both ends. And it's that easy. So I mean, the whole idea behind building these is not for, you know, make it look pretty, because you know what, the birds, they can't appreciate pretty. So when you're in the grocery store or department stores and you see all these different bird feeders for sale, well, they're all there to sell it to you, not the birds. So they make them look pretty and nice designs and everything else, but overall, Yeah, the birds don't appreciate pretty at all. I don't do pretty, and it's just functional, and the birds love it. So thanks for joining me here today. If you haven't seen this channel, you're welcome to subscribe, come back again, and see some unique, real reviews on how you can make different things that maybe you don't see on so many other channels. Cheers.